Hello everyone. In continuation of our biotechnology video series, today we will be discussing very important concept which is called as polymerase chain reaction, that is PCR. So P stands for polymerase, C stands for chain and R stands for reaction. So polymerase chain reaction, which is quite familiar to us nowadays due to this pandemic COVID-19. The one diagnostic test what we have is a kind of PCR, which is RT-PCR. Right? So I will tell you why this RT is prefixed with PCR at the end of this video. So if you had gone through my previous video in biotechnology, I would have given you an idea that how to get an recombinant insulin hormone in laboratory through biotechnology. So that was the concept that we took, through which we were planning to discuss various techniques and its principle in biotechnology. So to get recombinant insulin hormone, okay, so kindly visit those videos in case you have not done, and then come to this video so that your idea of PCR will be quite clear to understand. So to get an insulin hormone, what I need in my hand is going to be insulin gene. So there is no way that I am going to get the insulin gene from the cell. That is human insulin. What I am talking is human insulin gene, right? There is no way that I can directly get the insulin gene from the cell. Rather, I have to look for the cell from which I can get the DNA, and from DNA, because DNA has various genes, right? So if this is going to be the DNA, this DNA will have, so if I am going to separate it, there are two strands. Double stranded helical structure is going to be the structure of DNA. It is going to be two strands. So these two strands will have different genes, various genes, gene 1, gene 2, gene 3, of which, say, let me assume that if this particular gene is an insulin gene. So through PCR, what I will be doing is, I will be eliminating all the other gene and I will be concentrating on my gene of interest. So here my gene of interest is insulin gene. Right? This is what I am trying to do through PCR. Okay. So why do I need insulin gene again? I need an insulin hormone. Okay. So what I am going to do with this insulin gene, that will be the part of the next video. Okay. So PCR is something simple. I'll make it simple. I need a gene, complete gene in my hand. So I don't have any chance to get that particular gene directly from a cell. What all I have is, I can have the DNA from the cell, provided the cell should be a nucleus, because nucleus is the one which has the DNA. Okay. So from DNA, so how to get the DNA was the part of discussion in the last video. So you have a separate video how to isolate DNA from the cell. So from the isolated DNA, you seems to have many genes, of which the gene of interest here is insulin gene, right? So how do we get that? So we will discuss through PCR. I hope the motto of PCR will be quite clear to you. Okay, PCR does have many other applications. Okay, so I'll talk about that. So first, what is PCR? What is the basic idea of PCR? So this is what has been the prime aim in this discussion. Okay, fine. So first, it's a reaction. The PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction. Okay. Polymerase chain reaction. So which means that reaction indicates some reactants are going to react so that some product is formed. So that's the basic meaning of the word reaction. So, and the word chain means the reaction is going to get repeated as many times as possible. It's a chain reaction. So, it's a continuous reaction. Reaction isn't going to end at one point. Rather, the reaction is going to get repeated itself. Who is going to do that? There is an enzyme called as polymerase. What is polymerase? A DNA polymerase. So, you would have read the importance of DNA polymerase in the molecular organisms of inheritance chapter, which is the enzyme, principal enzyme which is going to mediate the process of DNA replication. So what is DNA? Is getting one DNA from the other DNA is mainly done by DNA polymerase. The same DNA polymerase we are going to employ here. So it is a polymerase mediated, some sort of continuous reaction or chain reaction, which we call it as polymerase chain reaction. So reaction means, it needs to be done in a container. Okay. So I have a container here, which is basically small, because all these molecular reactions, unlike chemical reactions, they will be done in very minute quantities. Say chemical reactions should be done in milliliters or sometimes even liters, where you can literally see the chemicals. Whereas this sort of molecular reaction will be done in very minute, that is microliter, usually microliter. So it's going to be a small tube, which we call it as PCR tube, right? Which we call it as PCR tube. This is a specialized tube, okay, right? So in this I have to add certain reagents for the reaction to happen. So I'll call it as PCR mix. So what are the things that needs to be added in PCR mix? So obviously I need to have insulin gene, which is there in my DNA. So I have to add DNA. Where does the DNA comes from? The one DNA which are isolated from the concerned cell, specific cell DNA. Second thing, obviously this is done by polymerase. So I have to add DNA polymerase. This is going to be my second reagent. Third, I have to add something for the polymerase to add. What does polymerase do? It will try to look for the template and add complementary nucleotide. So we have to provide the nucleotide supply. So you have DNTP mix, which consists of DATP, DGTP, DCTP and TTP. So nucleotide mix will be provided. And fourth thing is primer. Okay, I'll talk about what primer is. Right. So these are the four important ingredients that needs to be added while making a PCR mix. So DNA polymerase, DNA mix and primer. I hope the importance of 1, 2, 3 would be known to you by now. So what all we need to address further is the role of primer in polymerase chain reaction. Right. So you add all these things and then you put it in a machine. Okay, because reaction needs to happen. Reaction doesn't happen on its own when you add all these ingredients. So this needs to be kept in a machine, and that machine is what is called as simple PCR machine. What is that called as? PCR machine, which is basically a thermocycler. Okay, which is basically a thermocycler. So what do you mean by the term thermocycler? Continuous variation in temperature. Temperature will be provided through heat. So continuous variation will be given in temperature. Okay, so heat will be cycled, hence the instrument has got a name, thermocycler. Right? So I hope this is clear. So to summarize, we have revised, we have discussed the objective of PCR, what PCR exactly is going to do here, the very meaning of the term polymerase chain reaction. So what are the common ingredients that needs to be present in PCR mix? Now that mix is being placed in a machine called as thermocycler, which is basically called as a PCR machine, right? So now we have to get into the next phase, that is what exactly the PCR machine is going to do further, right? So that's going to be the discussion. PCR mission or the PCR program will have different phases, different steps. One is denaturation, first step. Second one, annealing. Third one, extension. Fourth one, go to step 1, repeat n times, and fifth one, hold at 4 degrees Celsius. So these are the basic steps involved in polymerase chain reaction. So denaturation is done with a temperature 95 degree Celsius, maybe around 2-3 minutes. The time varies from reaction to reaction. So on average I make it as 2 minutes. Annealing, you have a temperature ranging from 55 degrees Celsius to 65 degrees Celsius. It varies from reaction to reaction. So you have to specify any particular temperature which has to be found out by trial and error method. So which particular temperature suits for a particular gene, right? So again you can have around 1 minute of time. Extension is going to be 72 degrees Celsius, again around a minute. So here the most thing that is going to be constant with every PCR will be the temperature, whereas the time will vary depending upon the investigator who does the PCR. Right, fine. So these are going to be the 4 different steps in PCR: denaturation, annealing, extension. Get back to the first step. Repeat whatever time. So you need 45 times, you need 30 times. So it all depends on how many number of insulin gene that you plan for your gene of interest. Okay, and finally once the required cycles are done, then the reaction will get held up at 4 degrees Celsius. This is going to be the basic step. Okay, so the one that we are important that we are concerned here is denaturation, annealing, and extension is what we are more concerned with. Okay, right. So now this is going to be the PCR. So whatever PCR mix that you put it in a PCR machine is going to undergo all these phases as said. So now what happens exactly in denaturation, annealing, and extension is what the next part of our discussion. Okay, right. Now, so let me take first step, denaturation. So denaturation is something the DNA is going to lose its structure. So DNA, what you have added will be a double-stranded helical structure. You know, the double-stranded helical structure is mainly supported by H bond between the nucleotides. Nucleotides. So between the nucleotides of opposite strand. So adjacent strand nucleotides is mainly done by phosphodiester bond. So the opposite nucleotide bond is mediated by hydrogen bond. Okay. So what happens when you supply 95 degrees Celsius, the H bond is broken here. So you have two strands, 5 prime, 3 prime, 3 prime, 5 prime. So both strands will be separated. So you have 5 prime, 3 prime, 3 prime, 5 prime. So this is what happens in denaturation, and the heat is going to be the the one which does this process. Hence you supply 95 degrees Celsius temperature. So that particular heat will break the hydrogen bond, but whereas PDB doesn't get disturbed here. So you see this structure stable, right? So this is denaturation. I hope this is clear. So first is denaturation. So second is annealing, right? Second is annealing. So what exactly happens in annealing? You have added something called as primer in PCR mix. You remember? So primer is something, the one set of sequence of nucleotide that we design through various softwares available now, or it can also be done manually. So I am not getting into the details of primer. Okay, the one thing that I would like to insist is the primer is going to be gene specific, because it is manually designed by us and it is produced by some biotech company. So I know what gene I am in need of. So here I need an insulin gene. So it is gene specific, which means that here, if this is going to be the insulin gene, my primer, what I have added, is going to bind here, right? It is going to bind here. You're getting the point? It's going to bind here. So this primer binding, annealing means sticking. So this primer binding to the required gene is what happened during the annealing step, right? So in case if I don't need an insulin gene, say I need a growth hormone gene, what I am supposed to change here? Primer. So rest of all the ingredients of PCR can be kept constant. The one thing that I need to change is primer. Right? Primer. Alone means, see, it is going to bind a different gene. Right? So which means that the temperature, annealing temperature for each and every primer will be different. So that's what I have given a range. It goes from around 55 to 70, okay, 60 degrees Celsius, 65, 60 degrees Celsius, right? Fine. So this is what is annealing. Now, third step is going to be extension. Third step. So I can make it as primer binding, right? Primer binding. And third step is going to be the extension step. EXTENSION. So extension, what happens? The component DNA polymerase is going to extend the primer. So what happens? So this is going to, so I have already written green. Okay. This is going to extend like this, like this. It's going to extend like this. So what does this actually say? In case if that's going to be a nucleotide, T should be added. If it's going to be T, A should be added. So that's what polymerase does. Based on the template, it will try to add the complementary nucleotide. So all these things are basics which are supposed to be thorough with before you discuss PCR. Okay. So where does the DNA polymerase recruits the nucleotide? So that's the reason why we have provided DNTP. Okay, you can get back to that part, DNTP, DATP, DGTP. So it's a nucleotide triphosphate. Here is what is required. Here is a monophosphate. So two phosphates can be removed and monophosphates can be added here. So it is done. So by this, I think by this one cycle is done. So one cycle, if you take one DNA molecule, one DNA, which has got two strands, so two insulin gene, of which at the end of first cycle you could see you have got from two insulin gene you have got 4 insulin genes. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope this is clear. Now what is the next step? Go to denaturation. Again these two will separate. Annealing, extension. So when you keep repeating this for almost 35-40 times, you can imagine that rest of all other genes, so this gene, rest of all other genes which are here, okay, will be present initially, right? But your insulin gene, your gene of interest here, will be exponentially amplified. So this is basically an amplification reaction. Okay, right. I hope you are quite clear with PCR. In case of any doubt, you can just give it in your comments or you can mail me. I will be happy to clarify. So with one point, okay, I would like to end this discussion. DNA polymerase is not the routine polymerase what we use here, because here we subject the temperature to 95 degrees Celsius in PCR. So which means that the enzyme that you are going to add should withstand such high temperature, because protein generally tend to get denatured at high temperature. So what do? You go for a archaea, thermophile. What is it? Thermophile. Thermophile. Thermophilic bacteria. Have to get back to your kingdom Monera, archaebacteria, extremophiles. So this thermophile is a bacteria called as Thermus aquaticus. Okay, Thermus aquaticus, which normally lives in hot vents. Normally lives in hot vent. Okay, it's extreme. So this temperature in which the Thermus aquaticus can work is 72 degrees Celsius, and we get the DNA polymerase from Thermus aquaticus. Hence, it is referred as Taq polymerase. Okay, Taq. Thermus aquaticus polymerase, right, which is called as Taq polymerase. The main reason of using a Taq polymerase rather than a normal polymerase is the polymerase has to withstand high temperature that we normally use in PCR. So that's the basic reason. So since Taq polymerase work at 70 degrees Celsius, we give the extension step temperature at 72 degrees Celsius. So there are some problems based on PCR. The importance of PCR can be understood when you go through the previous year question paper, NEET paper. Even 2021 a paper has come based on PCR. So there will be problems like how many genes can be obtained, number of genes can be obtained if you subject the cycle to 3 cycle, 4 cycle. Okay, I'll try to make it as a separate discussion in another video. And this PCR has got many uses. Okay, diagnostics, especially diagnostic diseases. Okay, COVID, for detecting whether a person is COVID positive or negative, what we use is an RT-PCR. So RT stands for reverse transcriptase. The reason is the COVID virus is basically an RNA virus. The PCR can accept only DNA. So there is a need for converting RNA to DNA. And that happens by reverse transcription. And so you have to employ the enzyme reverse transcriptase. Okay, so that's the reason why do we do RT-PCR. Only thing is, before which you have to add a simple step. Get the DNA from RNA through reverse transcription and subject that DNA to PCR. You'll be able to see the result. So you have to locate a particular gene of COVID virus and design primer accordingly. So the primer will be looking for that particular gene. So in case the person is COVID positive, you will be having the COVID virus in this sample, throat swab or sputum, whatever be it. So it will bind there and the reaction will be positive. So in case if it is COVID negative, there is no virus, no DNA, viral DNA. So the primer, COVID specific primer that you have added cannot bind since there is no DNA, COVID DNA there. Okay, so the reaction will be negative. So PCR has got a lot of application. So this has made, ideally this diagnostic part, especially in tuberculosis, previously takes, a long time for a person to be confirmed whether he is positive for TB or not, because TB is a slow grower. So there are commercial stains which are available, okay, through which we can identify a presence of tubercle bacteria in the sputum. But this PCR which has come, okay, is really helpful, especially in diagnostics and biotechnology purpose, as was what we have discussed. So I hope you would have understood this concept. In case if any queries that you have, feel free to approach me, right? So I'll continue with the discussion. Okay, so next is, how do we exactly know whether the PCR that I have done has worked or not? So what is the way by which I am going to identify? So that will be the part of my discussion in next video. Hope you have enjoyed. Thank you.